We're very proud of the project. We think it has striking architecture, and we think it's going to make a valuable contribution to the overall urban fabric of Halifax.
Maple is registered with the Canada Green Building Council for LEED certification and is targeting gold certification. It's an acronym for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
The design for Maple has been very intentional. We have sought to maximize the amount of retail footprint along the streetscapes with the intention of creating a very active and dynamic environment for both the residents of the complex but also for the general public.
My favorite part of Maple is the fact that it is developing in a downtown location. It's increasing the density. It's allowing people to move to and from and have access without relying on traditional transportation methods.
It'll include not just vibrant retail spaces, but high quality, well-designed outdoor public spaces. And that'll include through-block connections both from Sackville Street and Hollis down to the waterfront.
The transportation impact of the occupants of the building often is more than the energy of the building itself. So having a building that is easily accessible to transit, that encourages people to walk and cycle, makes a tremendous difference on the overall impact of the building. Each suite is monitored for its own water consumption, so individuals can see their own water use, and that very fact statistically shows that when people know how much water they're using, they actually reduce it by about 20%.
The idea of being able to be responsible for your own energy footprint is something that today's consumer is increasingly looking for.
During the design process, the team paid a lot of attention to materials that could potentially affect air quality as well. So specifically, they looked at materials that were low emission for paints, coatings, adhesives, sealants, flooring, and wood products.
It really is a benchmark for other urban development projects, and really is a 10 out of 10 with regards to the overall sustainable development strategy for the municipality and the region as a whole.
In looking at the regional content of materials, there's an environmental benefit in that you're not having to transport materials great distances. There's also an economic benefit in that you're supporting the local economies for the materials that you're using. So Maple has selected materials that are local, have recycled content, and the wood that's used in Maple is Forest Stewardship Council certified wood, so it's from sustainably harvested forests.
One of the best parts about working on Maple is that we are going to be taking some of the recent advances in envelope design and energy modeling approach and putting it into practice. What that really means to somebody in a suite is that you'll have more usable floor space in effect, because you'll be able to stand closer to your exterior walls. You still get a good view out the windows, but you're able to use the space closer to the outside walls and stand next to them. With the thermal breaks we put into the balconies as well, in combination with that reduced window-wall ratio, we should have a lot more creature comfort inside the space. Part of our role as the energy engineers was to look at the overall building's energy consumption through modeling, to help with the LEED certification process, but we also were able to use the energy modeling work that we did to help guide some of the design decisions that were made.
I think a careful design, like what we did at the Maple, of a building envelope is the best way to come up with an extraordinary building, an extraordinary space for people to be in.
The thermal break that's being used in the floor slab construction is a new technology that was originally developed in Germany. The way it's used is it fits into the floor slab in between the interior and the exterior portions. So the balcony is actually a separate piece of concrete from the interior portion of the floor. Typical construction, those floor slabs and balconies are poured as one continuous pour of concrete, which has less thermal resistance than using the thermal breaks. So the value really is a reduced amount of heat flowing through the concrete to the outside from the interior.
The one reason that I liked working on this project was because everyone communicated. We worked together, we came up with a product that was exceptional. And when I say we, I mean the entire team. The owner, the building science consultant, the architects, the entire team worked together.
It was a pleasure working with Southwest Properties on this project because they're going to be the long-term owner. Working in condominium buildings, sometimes the decision-making process is a much shorter term. When we're dealing with a long-term owner, we can make decisions that really matter for the long-term benefit of both the building and the people inside the building.
But when you're investing in the tenant and saying, I've got a comfortable space, I maintain my views, I don't have drafts, I'm comfortable. It creates a home instead of just a building.
Southwest as a company believe that the more people we have living downtown, the more vibrant our downtown will be. And we're proud to be playing a part of that with the Maple project.
In high-rise buildings, climate control has commonly been compromised by thermal bridges. A thermal bridge is a building envelope temperature weakness caused by solid construction materials such as concrete and steel that have little or no insulation value, allowing outdoor cold and heat to penetrate the building interior. Thermal bridges cause several problems in buildings of all sizes. These issues include increased costs for heating and cooling, cold floors and uneven room temperatures, condensation and mold, resulting in structural damage and health risks. Fortunately, thermal bridges can be prevented with Shook Isocorb, a leading-edge thermal break technology. A thermal break is an insulation barrier that blocks the transfer of temperature across a thermal bridge. Isocorb is a thermal break solution that connects interior and exterior building materials with an insulation barrier while strengthening the structural integrity. The result is improved indoor climate controls that allows the inhabitants to set and maintain the warmth and comfort settings they prefer. Warm floors, a healthy home. Stable humidity, with no maintenance protection from condensation, repelling mold and moisture damage for a condo unit that will retain high values and long-term appreciation for its owners. Shook Isocorb, the revolutionary thermal break solution. Engineered with patent breakthrough technologies and produced with above-grade construction standards. Isocorb will ensure long-lasting structural integrity and provide concrete balconies with the strength to hold weight loads far beyond those required by most inhabitants. The benefits of Isocorb to condo owners include savings on heating and cooling costs, improved comfort with warm floors and stable climate control, resistant to condensation and mold, preventing structural damage and health risks,